We all know dating apps can be awkward, maybe even disappointing, but sometimes, just sometimes, they become something much darker. In this video, you'll hear 5 allegedly true horror stories from people who matched with strangers online, only to discover that what they thought was a date was actually a trap. These aren't catfish. These are predators hiding in plain sight, stalking, manipulating, even hunting their victims under the mask of romance. And while each of these stories is terrifying, the most disturbing ones are at the end. So, stay close, keep your lights on, and whatever you do, think twice before you swipe. Story 1. He never asked me a single question. I've deleted every dating app from my phone, and I'll never reinstall them again. This happened last year, and it still messes with my head. The worst part is that it didn't start with anything dramatic. It started with a match. Just a swipe. One of hundreds. His name was Lucas, with a K. He had 4 pictures, 1 casual selfie, 1 with a golden retriever, 1 in a bookstore, and 1 candid shot at what looked like a weekend farmer's market. Nothing flashy, no shirtless mirror pics. His vibe was chill, maybe a little bland, but safe. His bio was simple. Looking for something real. I notice things others don't. Coffee over clubs. Not exactly magnetic, but he seemed calm and self-aware. A rare thing on dating apps. I swiped right, not expecting much. He messaged me 2 hours later. "You look like someone who notices things most people miss." It wasn't a cheesy pickup line. It didn't feel forced. It actually caught my attention. We started talking, and that's when it began. From the first few messages, he was articulate, funny even, but he never, and I mean never, asked me anything about myself. No, what do you do? No, where are you from? No, tell me about your family, or what shows are you watching? Nothing. But he would respond to everything I said with extreme detail, like he had been studying me. If I mentioned I liked rainy days, he'd send a moody photo from his porch saying, "This made me think of you." If I posted a story of my favorite coffee place, he'd DM, "You love quiet spaces, don't you? I can feel it." He said things like, "You have night owl energy. I bet you keep books by your bed and never finish them. You probably wear headphones in public just to avoid small talk." And weirdly, he was right. About all of it. We talked for about a week. The whole time I kept thinking, this guy either has insane emotional intelligence or something is off. Eventually, he suggested meeting up, but he didn't say, "Let's grab coffee," or "Want to go for a drink." He asked, "Would you walk with me?" There's a quiet trail near the lake, not far from where I think you live. That sentence made my skin crawl. Where I think you live. I never told him where I lived, not even my neighborhood. He said he'd guessed based on a photo I'd once posted from an overlook. That photo was months old and didn't have a location tag. Still, maybe it was luck. Maybe it was just Instagram breadcrumbs. I told him I'd rather meet in public. He didn't argue, just said, "Sure, I get it. Let's grab coffee downtown." We met at a small cafe with a patio. Safe, bright, full of people. I wore casual clothes and made sure to sit near the exit. When he arrived, I recognized him instantly. He looked just like his photos, clean, soft-spoken, polite. But in person he was flat, emotionally still. He blinked too slowly, smiled just a half-second too late, held eye contact, a beat too long. We sat down. I tried to carry the conversation. Movies, books, school, nothing too deep. He barely spoke, just nodded, listened, and smiled. At one point, I laughed and asked, "Aren't you going to ask me anything?" He tilted his head and said, "I already know everything I need to know." I gave a nervous chuckle, but my stomach was tight the rest of the time. After about 45 minutes, I stood up to leave. He didn't ask to walk me to my car, didn't offer a second date. He just looked at me and said, "Thank you for letting me see you in real life." That night, I got a call from a blocked number. Just silence. Breathing. It happened again the next night, and the next, always between 2 and 3 a.m. No words. Just breathing. Like he wanted me to know he was awake. Watching. I blocked unknown numbers, but then came the DMS, an Instagram account with no profile picture, messaged, "You smile differently when you're uncomfortable." I blocked it. An hour later, another account sent a picture, a photo of me walking to my car after class. From behind, from a distance, no caption. I reported it, deleted my Instagram. That's when I realized I had never told Lucas my full name. How did he find my Instagram? How did he know where I went to school? I went back to Hinge to block him. Gone. Not unmatched, not archived. Gone. No messages, no match history, no user profile. I emailed Hinge support, asked if they could help me find the chat history. They replied, "There is no user with the name Lucas linked to your account activity." I checked my screenshots. I had one from the first day we matched. His profile, his face, the dog photo, no last name. I zoomed in and searched every detail. Nothing. It was like he'd never existed. 2 weeks later, I saw a news story trending locally. A woman had been murdered in a park 2 towns over, walking her dog, at dusk, alone. They didn't release details, just said it appeared targeted. I didn't connect it to Lucas, not yet. But when a second woman was found the next week, same MO, same time frame, my stomach sank. Then came the arrest. Lucas K. Weston taken into custody. His photo flashed on the screen. Same eyes, same jawline, cropped short hair. It was him. The man I met at the cafe. The man who never asked me a question. He didn't match me on Hinge. He found me. He watched, listened, learned, and I don't think I was ever the right target. I think I was a practice run. Story 2. Her profile said, "Just looking for something real." I used to think that dating apps were safe, as long as you were careful. Meet in public. Don't give out your address. Don't trust anyone too quickly. But none of those rules helped me. Because the person I matched with, she did everything right. And that's what made her so dangerous. Her name was Mira. I was using a low-key app called Clover. Less flashy than Tinder, fewer catfish than Bumble. I was in a rut, just swiping out of boredom when I saw her profile. Simple bio, not into games, just looking for something real. Her photos weren't thirst traps. One in a bookstore, one with a small dog, one selfie in a sweatshirt and messy bun. She looked down to earth, approachable. We matched late at night and started chatting. And right away, I noticed she didn't act like other matches. She didn't flirt. She didn't throw out emojis. She didn't even ask about my job or where I lived. She asked about my habits. "Do you usually stay up this late? How often do you check your messages? Are you the kind of person who sleeps with the TV on?" They didn't feel intrusive, more like curious observations. I found myself answering without hesitation. She was disarming in a way I can't fully explain. Her messages felt like conversations I had already had with her before. We talked for almost 2 weeks before meeting. She never pushed it, which made me feel more comfortable. I asked if she wanted to get drinks. She countered with a different idea. "Let's cook dinner." Less noise, more real. That should have been a red flag. Going to a stranger's place for the first date? But she invited me to her apartment, not the other way around. I even Googled her first name plus photo. Nothing suspicious came up. Her IG looked real. She had old posts, tagged friends, photos of the same dog from her dating profile. Everything checked out. So I went. Her apartment was quiet, cozy, and smelled like rosemary and garlic. She had a tiny dog that barked once and then curled up on the couch like it had known me for years. Dinner was pasta. She played lo-fi music on a record player. The conversation was easy, like we'd done this before, but then I noticed something. She never looked at her phone. Not once. Not even a glance. No texts. No notifications. Nothing. I asked her if she was expecting anyone later. She smiled. Number I turn off everything when I have company. One-on-one should be undivided. That line stuck with me. I brushed it off as quirky, but it nagged at me. A few days later, I came home from work and found a sticky note on my microwave. It wasn't mine. I live alone. I hadn't written it. The note said, "You forgot to lock the window again." I froze. I checked every room, every drawer, every closet. Nothing missing, nothing broken. But someone had been inside. I had no proof, no fingerprints, just that note. And the feeling that I'd just missed something I couldn't name. After dinner, we sat on the couch. She didn't make a move, didn't lean in or suggest a movie. Instead, she started asking deeper questions. Have you ever had sleep paralysis? Do you believe people are born evil or become that way? If you had to disappear, where would you go? I answered, half jokingly, half curious, but the tone in her voice was so neutral, it was hard to tell if she was serious. She then asked me something I'll never forget. Would you know if someone was already in your apartment when you got home? I laughed, but she didn't. She just smiled and said, "Most people don't." I left around midnight. Nothing weird happened, nothing threatening, no unwanted touches or creepy behavior. But that question stayed in my head like a splinter. The next day, she didn't message, nor the next. I sent a light, "Hey, last night was fun." Text, nothing. She had ghosted. Or so I thought. I changed the locks, installed cameras, bought motion detectors and door jammers. For a few days, I felt better. Then came the second note. It was under my pillow. You breathe loud when you sleep. That night, I didn't sleep at all. I contacted the police. They took a report, shrugged, and told me to call 911 next time. What could they do with 2 post-it notes? I tried to pull up Mira's profile again. Gone. Not unmatched. Deleted. Her Instagram, deleted. The tagged friends, all private. Reverse image search on her photos. No results. Like they were AI generated or just obscure enough to stay under the radar. I even called the building she lived in. There was no tenant named Mira in Unit 4B. I started thinking I was losing it, until the third note appeared. This time, it wasn't in my apartment. It was in the back seat of my car. We should cook again soon. I moved 2 weeks later. Different city. New phone number. I changed everything. My route to work, where I shopped, even my haircut. Months passed. I started to relax. Then last week I got a package. No return address. No sender info. Inside, a single photograph. Me, asleep on my couch, taken from inside my apartment. On the back of the photo, written in small, perfect letters, "Thanks for letting me see you in real life." Story 3. He was looking for me before I ever matched with him. I didn't match with him. He found me. I need you to understand that before you hear anything else. I didn't swipe right. I didn't message first. I didn't do anything. He already knew who I was. I was 24 when this happened. Still new to the city, living alone for the first time in a weird, leaning studio apartment above a laundromat. Like a lot of people, I downloaded a few dating apps just to try them, not looking for anything serious, mostly just something to do when I couldn't sleep. One night, I got a like on Hinge from a guy named Adam. His profile was minimal. 2 clear selfies, one photo of him at a beach bonfire, and a picture of a bookshelf with a caption that said, "If you recognize any of these titles, message me." It was the bookshelf that got me. Two of the books in the photo were ones I'd mentioned reading in a Reddit comment about a year earlier, on a small thread that got maybe a dozen upvotes. It felt like a weird coincidence, but not alarming. Not yet. We matched. He messaged first, "You have thoughtful eyes." I don't know why, but that line made me feel seen. It wasn't flirtatious. It was quiet, observant. We talked for hours that night. And I mean hours. Here's the thing about Adam. He didn't try to impress me. He asked strange questions like, "Do you ever feel like you're being watched, but not in a paranoid way? Have you ever had a dream that felt more real than your waking life? If someone memorized your routines perfectly, would you consider that intimacy or danger?" I remember thinking, this guy is weird, but I like weird. He wasn't like anyone I'd ever talked to before. He was calm, measured, always one emotional beat ahead of me, like he could sense where the conversation was going before I typed anything. I started looking forward to his messages. He'd send random voice notes of street sounds or a picture of his coffee cup with captions like, "Thinking of the way you described loneliness." It was poetic, unsettling, but poetic. We decided to meet after 2 weeks of talking every day. He suggested a bookshop cafe I liked, even though I never told him I'd been there before. When I asked how he picked it, he said, "I guessed you'd like quiet places with a soft corner to sit." He wasn't wrong. I brushed it off as intuition. I got there early. He was already waiting. Adam was taller than I expected, quietly dressed. His smile was strange, like it was an imitation of something he'd practiced. He hugged me. Not a long hug, not uncomfortable, but something about it felt scripted, like he was checking off a box. We sat by the window, talked about books, music, dreams, but at one point, I caught him staring at me, not in a creepy way, just deeply. I asked, "What are you thinking?" He said, "You're exactly how I pictured you." I laughed. "You mean from my profile?" He shook his head. "Number from before that." I didn't know what to say. He moved on like he hadn't said anything weird, started talking about something else. I went home that night unsettled. Nothing bad had happened, but something felt wrong, like I'd missed something. That's when the notes started. It was little things at first. A post-it note tucked under my doorframe, "You wear your fear like perfume." A screenshot of my own Spotify playlist with a track highlighted, "This one reminds me of your silence." Then a DM from a burner account with a photo of the outside of my apartment, taken from across the street. No caption, just the image. I called the police, filed a report. They told me unless he entered my home or made a direct threat, there wasn't much they could do. I blocked him on everything, deleted my dating profiles, changed my locks. I even moved apartments 3 months later. It still wasn't enough. Because then the voice memos started. I received them through anonymous emails, always from throwaway addresses. The first one was just wind, then footsteps on gravel, then eventually, my name, spoken slowly, softly, by someone who wasn't Adam. I don't know whose voice it was, but it said my name over and over, then ended with, "You won't see him until it's too late." I stopped sleeping. I took time off work, saw a therapist, showed her the notes, the screenshots, everything. She said it was a classic case of fixation, probably a narcissist, maybe someone with obsessive tendencies. She recommended I stop responding to anything, not even to block. So I tried, but it kept escalating. One night, I came home and found a letter on my kitchen counter, inside my apartment. The letter said, "I'm not the one who broke in. He is." That was the first time the idea occurred to me. What if Adam wasn't real? I went back through my screenshots, the photos he'd sent, the voice notes, the Spotify shares. None of them had EXIF data. All the images were stripped clean, no metadata, no geotags, even the books he posted. I started noticing things. One cover was off, like it had been photoshopped. I ran his selfies through reverse image search. Nothing, not even close matches. I started thinking, what if this wasn't just one person? I contacted a digital forensics expert I found through Reddit. He asked for the emails, the photos, the voice memos. He messaged me 2 days later with one sentence. This wasn't sent from one person. I asked him to explain. He said, the metadata and IP routing showed different origins. Some of the photos were sent from Canada, others from Ohio, one from Portugal. This was coordinated. Coordinated. That word stuck in my throat like a shard of glass. He went on, there's a pattern here. Someone, or a group, may be selecting individuals to psychologically manipulate. Think digital stalking, but with multiple actors, scripting, and character roles. Like a game. A week later, I got a message on my new phone, a number I hadn't given anyone. It was a voicemail. The voice was familiar. You don't know me. But I played him. I was Adam, sometimes. Pause. We didn't mean for it to go that far. They just told us it was a story, a writing experiment, an interactive project. I didn't know they were using your real address. I didn't know someone else was watching you in real life. Click. I never heard from Adam again. But 2 months later, I stumbled across a blog on a hidden part of the web. It was titled Hinge.x, a collective storytelling experience. It was archived, password protected, but cached versions showed dozens of pages, each titled after a name, each a full detailed psychological profile of real people with photos, notes, chat transcripts, and my name was one of them. Story 4, The House Wasn't Empty. I'm not sure if I'm writing this for myself, or as a warning. All I know is something about him still lives in my head, and no matter how many times I replay it, I still can't figure out how it got that far without me seeing it coming. It started last year. I'd just gotten out of a long relationship and wasn't really looking for anything. I downloaded Tinder one night while wine-drunk and bored. I wasn't taking it seriously. His name was Eli. He messaged me first, said I looked familiar. I joked back that maybe I had a clone. He said, no, I remember your eyes. His profile was simple. A few grainy photos, mostly outdoors. One of him sitting near a lake at sunset, one in a hoodie, not facing the camera, and one that looked like a candid shot in someone else's kitchen. He wasn't hot, but he wasn't threatening either. He messaged like someone who wasn't trying too hard. He was calm, thoughtful, wrote in complete sentences. There was a weight behind his words, like he was always thinking 2 layers deeper than whatever he actually said. After a few days of talking, he offered to bring over food and a movie. I hesitated. I wasn't the kind of person who invited strangers to my house, but I'd Googled his number. It was real. His Instagram had years of history, posts going back to 2016. His face appeared in photos with family, comments from friends, normal stuff, and he offered to Uber Eats the food to my address, so I didn't have to let him in unless I wanted to. It felt safe enough. I said yes. He arrived around 8 p.m., brought Thai food, wore a flannel shirt, and smelled like clean laundry. We watched a movie, talked, laughed. He never tried to touch me, didn't get too close, didn't overstay. In fact, after the movie, he stood up and said, I should go before this feels like something it's not. That line struck me. I asked him what he meant, and he just shrugged. Sometimes you can ruin something by rushing it. And he left. I stood in the doorway watching him walk down the street. No car, just fading into the dark. I remember thinking, he's so weird, but safe. The next morning, I had a text from him. Last night was good. You have a very still house. I replied, what does that mean? He answered, your home is quiet, like it doesn't have memory. I told myself he was being poetic. Maybe he was just into energy and vibes. We kept talking. Over the next 2 weeks, he came over 4 times, never stayed too long, never slept over, never pushed for sex, always brought something small. A tea he liked, a random book he thought I'd enjoy, a snack from a weird local bakery. He never let me pay him back. He always said, it's just a gesture. The 6th time he came over, something changed. We were sitting on the floor, listening to a record. He looked up at me mid-song and asked, do you think there's ever been someone else in this room without you knowing? I laughed. Like a ghost? He said nothing, just looked at me. Then he smiled and said, no. Like someone real. I didn't laugh that time. That night after he left, I triple-checked all my windows and doors. Everything was locked, but I still couldn't shake the feeling that I wasn't alone. The next day, I found a hair in my bathroom. It wasn't mine. Too long, too dark. I thought maybe Eli had shed it, but it was in the sink, curled like it had been dropped there deliberately. I flushed it. Later that week, I came home from work and found the light in my bedroom was on. I never leave it on. I checked every corner, under the bed, in the closet. Nothing. But the air felt wrong. Heavy. I texted Eli, did you come by today? He said, no. Why? I said, just thought maybe I left something on. He didn't ask questions. That weekend, we had plans. He was supposed to come over Saturday night. At 6 p.m., he texted, I'm going to be late. At 7:40 p.m., another text. Actually, I'm not going to make it. I didn't reply. At 8:03 p.m., the power in my apartment cut out. I was standing in the kitchen when it went completely dark. I froze. My phone was on the couch. I stood still, barely breathing. And that's when I heard it. A cough. From the bedroom. I grabbed a knife from the drawer and ran out the front door, barefoot. Called the police from the parking lot. They searched the whole apartment. No one there, no sign of forced entry. I told them about the cough. They asked if maybe it had come from outside. I said no. I know what I heard. They filed a report and left. I didn't sleep at home that night. The next day I texted Eli again. Did you come over last night? No response. An hour later, a voice memo came through. I opened it. It was breathing. Then a voice. But not his. It was my voice. Did you come over last night? Repeated. Over and over. Glitched. Like a loop. I dropped the phone. Deleted the thread. Blocked the number. I went to his Instagram. Gone. I tried calling the number. Disconnected. I drove to the address he once texted me as home. It was a vacant house. Had been for months. The mailbox was full. Windows boarded. I stood there for a long time. A week later, I went back to my apartment to pack up and move out. I hadn't stayed there since the power cut. I opened the door slowly. It was quiet. Still. Like it always had been. I walked into the kitchen. There was a letter on the table. No envelope. Inside, handwritten in looping, perfect script. You never asked who I really was. Underneath it, a printed photo of me, sleeping, but the scariest part, I was smiling. Story 5. He said he could find me without a map. I matched with him on a Tuesday night, and by Saturday, I was already scared to sleep with the lights off. His name was Brendan. He seemed average at first, in a good way. Just a normal-looking guy with a half-smile in all his photos, like he didn't want to try too hard. No shirtless mirror selfies, no pictures with dead fish or sports cars. Just one of him in a hoodie, one at a coffee shop, and one with a black lab. His profile said, "I travel light. No baggage, just curiosity." And that's what got me, because I had baggage, a lot of it. He messaged me first. "You seem like someone who's been hurt but still believes people are mostly good." I don't know how he knew that, but it hit hard. We started talking. He wasn't flirty. He was attentive, measured. He remembered everything I said, what drink I liked, the city I used to live in, the way I talked about my sister in the past tense. He asked questions that didn't feel like small talk. They felt intentional. What's something you never tell people until you're sure they'll stay? Have you ever felt someone watching you and found it comforting instead of creepy? What would someone have to say to make you feel safe instantly? We moved from the app to text within a few days. His messages always came late, between midnight and 2 a.m., like he waited until everything else in the world was quiet before reaching out. He never sent selfies, never Snapchatted, never called. When I asked him why, he replied, "Because I want to meet you the old way, in person, no filters, no lighting tricks, just breath and silence." It should have been a red flag, but instead it felt like a promise. We agreed to meet that weekend, Saturday night, 9 p.m. He suggested a bookstore cafe in a nearby neighborhood I hadn't been to before, said it had great tea and soft chairs. He even said, "I'll wait outside. I don't like walking into spaces unless I've seen your eyes first." I got there at 8:55. No sign of him. 9:05. Nothing. 9:10. Still nothing. At 9:12, I got a text from a number I didn't recognize. No contact photo. Just one message. "I already saw you. You looked back twice and didn't realize it." I turned around. Everyone on the street looked normal. Tired. Distracted. No one watching me. I texted, "Where are you?" He replied, "Do you want me to come now? Or would you rather feel alone in a crowd again?" I left. I didn't block him. I don't know why. Maybe I wanted to know what he'd say next. Maybe I didn't want to provoke him. That night, I had a dream, except it didn't feel like a dream. I woke up in my bed at 3:17 a.m. My door was closed. My phone was on the floor instead of on the charger, and the front door lock was turned the wrong way, not unlocked, just flipped. I got chills, checked everything, nothing stolen, no sign of entry, but I started sleeping with the lights on after that. Over the next few days, he kept texting me, not frequently, just once a day. Each message, short, chilling, specific. "You were reading outside again. You tuck your foot under your thigh when you're tense. The neighbor in 4C watches you too, but not for the same reasons. There's a crack in your window frame. You should fix that before it invites something in." I started seeing him in my dreams, sometimes standing in doorways, sometimes on the other side of a crowd, always still, always watching. But he wasn't blurry like most people in dreams. He was clear. He was more real than the rest of it. Then the photos started. One slipped under my door while I was in the shower. A Polaroid. Me, asleep, on my side. No timestamp, no caption. A week later, another one arrived in the mail. No return address. This one was of my closet, empty. But inside the closet, in the reflection of the small mirror on the door, you could see the faint shape of a man standing just outside the frame. I called the police. They said it was likely someone I knew, that stalking cases were hard to build unless there was a direct threat or break-in. They suggested I document everything and stay somewhere else. So I went to my sister's for 2 weeks. There was silence. No messages, no dreams, no photos. I started thinking maybe I was wrong. Maybe I'd imagined the whole thing. Maybe I'd been so lonely I invented danger where there was none. But then I got a voicemail from my own number. I didn't even know that was possible. It was a recording, my voice, saying, "I trust you. You can come in now." Over and over. I checked my call logs. Nothing there. Checked my sent texts. Nothing unusual. Checked my doorbell cam. Footage corrupted from 2:11 a.m. to 2:26 a.m. I moved again. Changed my number. Got a new phone. Told everyone not to share anything. I deleted every app, every account. And for almost 3 months, everything was quiet. Until last week. I was at a bookstore, new part of town, just browsing. I turned a corner, and there he was. Brendan, smiling at me like nothing had ever happened. He didn't say a word, didn't approach, just picked up a book from the shelf and turned it around so I could see the title. It was called We Never Stopped Talking. Then he walked out. I told the staff. They hadn't seen him come in. Checked the cameras. There was no footage of him inside, but they did show someone entering the store just before I arrived, wearing a hoodie, carrying a small box. He had dropped it off at the register. Inside the box was a phone. It was mine, the one I threw away 3 months ago. The police have it now, but here's the twist. When they checked it for prints, Brendan's or anyone else's, there was nothing. The only fingerprints were mine. The last text on the phone was time-stamped at 2:47 a.m. that same morning, from an unsaved number. It said, "I never matched with you. You matched with me." You never really know who's on the other side of that profile. Sometimes they're charming, polite, even patient. But behind the filtered photos and perfect bios, some of them are watching, waiting, and planning. If you've ever matched with someone who gave you a strange feeling, or had a conversation that just felt off, tell your story in the comments. And remember, the scariest monsters don't hide in the woods. They wait on your screen.